When a man returns to you after a period of separation, it can be both exciting and overwhelming. The feelings that resurface might be strong, and it's tempting to dive back into the relationship without thinking things through. However, it's essential to take a step back and ensure that you approach the situation with clarity, strength, and self-respect. If you want to create a healthy foundation for the future, there are certain actions you must take to protect yourself and set the right tone for the relationship moving forward. Here are 5 things you must do when a man comes back into your life. First and foremost, take a moment to evaluate your own feelings and ensure you're not simply reacting out of loneliness or the desire to relive the past. It's easy to get swept up in emotions, especially when someone you care about comes back into your life. However, you must take a step back and ask yourself whether you're truly ready to move forward or if you're just trying to fill a void. This is a time for self-reflection. Think about the reasons the relationship ended in the first place and whether those issues have been addressed. Are you still carrying emotional baggage from the past, or are you in a place where you can truly give and receive love freely? It's crucial to evaluate whether this is the right decision for your emotional well-being or if you're simply trying to avoid facing deeper feelings of loss. When a man comes back into your life, it's easy to get swept up in the whirlwind of emotions that can resurface. You may feel excitement, happiness, and even relief that someone you care about is reappearing, but it's essential to take a moment and truly evaluate your own feelings and intentions before reacting. The reality is that emotions can cloud our judgment, especially when they are tied to someone we care deeply about. The first step is to ask yourself whether you're truly ready for this re-entry or if you're simply seeking comfort in the familiar. It's important to differentiate between the feeling of loneliness or yearning and the genuine desire to reconnect with this person for the right reason. We all experience moments of emotional vulnerability, and when someone returns, it can feel like a solution to that emptiness. But rushing into the relationship without taking time to reflect may lead you to repeat old mistakes or even lose sight of what you truly need from a partner. It's also critical to ask yourself what has changed since the time you were apart. Was the separation due to unresolved issues or miscommunication? Have those problems been addressed, or is there still tension lingering in the air? It's easy to romanticize the past and ignore the reasons the relationship ended in the first place. However, acknowledging the real reasons for the breakup, whether they were emotional, physical, or due to mismatched priorities, is key to moving forward in a healthy way. It's also vital to recognize whether those issues have been worked through on both sides. Without understanding the deeper dynamics at play, you might find yourself caught in a cycle that doesn't lead to growth or fulfillment. One major consideration is the possibility of simply missing the idea of the relationship or the companionship rather than the actual person. Sometimes we get attached to the comfort of what we know, but this doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship is the right fit for us anymore. Reflecting on the reasons you were drawn to this person in the first place and whether those reasons still hold weight is crucial. Is it a deep emotional connection that you want to rekindle? Or is it more about the fear of being alone or wanting to feel validated? Your own emotional state plays a big role in how you process the situation and how you decide to move forward. It's also essential to look at your personal growth and whether you are in a better place now than before. The time apart can serve as an opportunity for both of you to grow as individuals. Have you both worked on yourselves during the time away? Are you both emotionally mature and ready for what a healthy relationship entails? It's easy to focus on the longing to reconnect, but real growth and progress happen when both individuals are in a healthier, stronger, and more balanced place emotionally. Ask yourself whether returning to this relationship aligns with your own personal development and where you envision yourself in the future. It's important to think about how you want to protect your heart moving forward. Are you emotionally prepared to face the potential of hurt again, or are you still healing from the past? Emotional healing and growth don't happen overnight, and it's essential to give yourself the time and space to process everything that has happened in a relationship before diving back in. If the emotional wounds haven't fully healed, you might risk repeating the same patterns without resolving the issues that caused pain in the first place. It's also wise to evaluate whether the reconnection aligns with your long-term goals. Are you on the same page when it comes to life priorities such as career, family, or personal ambitions? These aspects are crucial to the foundation of a lasting relationship, and returning to a person who doesn't align with your goals could end up causing more disappointment. In the end, taking time to assess your feelings, growth, and intentions is not only an act of self-care, but it also helps you make better decisions. The choice to reconnect with someone is a significant one, and it should be made with a clear mind and a sense of self-awareness. Only through careful reflection can you determine whether this is the right time to open yourself to them again, or whether it's better to continue focusing on your own personal growth. When you truly understand your emotions and what you want, you can approach the relationship with confidence and clarity, ready to embrace whatever may come next. When a man returns after a period of absence, one of the most important things you can do is set clear boundaries that will create a healthy and balanced dynamic between you both. It's easy to caught up in the excitement of having him back in your life, but it's essential to ensure that your boundaries are respected as they serve as a guide for both of you to navigate the relationship moving forward. Boundaries are crucial because they set the tone for how you wish to be treated, what you will tolerate, and what is unacceptable in a relationship. Without these boundaries, the relationship can easily fall back into old patterns, and any unresolved issues or emotional triggers may resurface. Setting boundaries doesn't mean building walls or pushing him away. Rather, it's about creating an environment where both individuals can feel safe, respected, and valued. It's about understanding your needs, expressing them clearly, and making sure both parties are on the same page regarding expectations. One of the first steps to setting healthy boundaries is communicating your needs openly and honestly. When he comes back into your life, take the time to have a clear conversation about what you both want from the relationship moving forward. This may include things like how much time you need together, what your emotional needs are, and what kind of communication you expect. Being clear about these things ensures that both of you know where you stand and can prevent misunderstandings or frustrations down the line. Another important aspect of setting boundaries is being assertive about your emotional needs. It's easy to slip into old habits and overlook your own well-being in an effort to please the other person, but it's essential to prioritize your own emotions and mental health. If you feel that certain behaviors or actions are not acceptable to you, don't be afraid to voice them. Whether it's a lack of communication, unbalanced effort, or any other aspect of the relationship that doesn't feel right, it's your right to express your concerns and expect change. Assertiveness is not about being aggressive, it's about standing firm in your beliefs and communicating your expectations with respect. Boundaries also require consistency. Once you've established what you need and communicated it, it's important to stick to your boundaries. If there is any behavior that crosses those lines, don't hesitate to address it right away. The longer you let things slide, the more difficult it becomes to assert your needs, and you risk creating a relationship dynamic that feels uncomfortable or unhealthy. Consistency in your boundaries creates a stable environment where trust and respect can grow, and it allows both individuals to feel secure in the relationship. It's also essential to recognize boundaries can evolve over time. As both of you grow and change, your needs and expectations may shift. It's important to check in with each other periodically to ensure that both of you feel comfortable with the boundaries in place. Open dialogue is key to making sure that the relationship remains balanced and fulfilling for both parties. By continually reassessing your boundaries and adjusting them as necessary, you allow the relationship to thrive and develop in a healthy direction. Another aspect to consider when setting boundaries is learning to respect each other's individuality. It's natural to want to spend time together and build a deeper connection, but it's equally important to maintain your own sense of self. Having personal space and time for individual interests and goals allows both of you to remain fulfilled and grounded. A relationship shouldn't overshadow your personal growth, and having clear boundaries ensures that both individuals can thrive independently while still sharing a strong emotional bond. Setting boundaries also means being prepared to walk away when necessary. If, despite your best efforts, your boundaries are consistently disrespected, or if the relationship becomes unhealthy, you must be willing to make the difficult decision to let go. While this may be hard, remember that your emotional well-being should always come first. A relationship should be a source of support and growth, not stress or frustration. By establishing and maintaining clear boundaries, you empower yourself to make decisions that are in your best interest and ultimately create the foundation for more fulfilling and healthy connection. At the end of the day, Boundaries are about self-respect, mutual respect, and creating a relationship that brings out the best in both of you. When you set these boundaries, you allow yourself the space to grow, heal, and build a stronger connection with the person who's returned to your life. With clarity, communication, and consistency, you can establish a healthy, balanced dynamic that nurtures both your personal growth and the relationship itself. When a man returns to your life after being absent, it's important to evaluate the situation and decide whether he truly deserves a second chance. One of the most crucial things you can do during this period is to assess whether he has genuinely changed or if he is simply returning out of convenience, loneliness, or a temporary emotional void. Taking this time to evaluate the situation from an objective perspective can help you determine whether his return is in your best interest or if it will ultimately lead to more heartache and confusion. Before jumping back into the relationship, it's essential to look at his actions and behaviors, not just his words. Words are easy to say, and many people can promise change or express regret. However, it's the actions that truly show whether someone is committed to making a positive difference in their behavior and the relationship. If he's returned claiming that he's a different person, then his actions should back up those claims. Does he make an effort to show you that he's willing to put in the work for the relationship? Does he communicate better? Does he respect your needs and boundaries? Assessing the consistency between his words and actions is key to determining if this return is genuine. Also, consider the reasons why he left in the first place. If the initial separation was due to unresolved issues, personal growth, or external factors, then there may be an opportunity for growth and healing. However, if he left for reasons that weren't addressed or were merely about avoiding confrontation or responsibility, his return might not bring the stability and resolution you both need. Understanding the context of his absence and how he has grown during the time apart is critical in assessing his return. If he hasn't shown any personal development, then there's a risk that you might end up in the same toxic cycle as before. Take time to reflect on what you truly need in a relationship. When he returns, ask yourself whether his presence adds value to your life or if it causes more emotional strain. Sometimes people return because they are lonely or because they realize that they miss what they had, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are ready to commit to long-term changes or that the relationship is healthy for both parties. It's important to assess whether you're genuinely excited about his return or if you're simply filled with a sense of obligation or fear of being alone. It's also vital to evaluate whether you've healed and moved on from the past. If you have unresolved feelings or emotional baggage from the previous phase of the relationship, you may find yourself falling into old patterns of behavior or worse, repeating the same mistakes. Before you decide whether to allow him back into your life, take time to ensure that you've done your own personal healing. Being emotionally healed allows you to approach the situation with a clear mind, making decisions that are truly in your best interest rather than out of emotional dependency or insecurity. In addition, keep in mind the importance of mutual respect and open communication. Relationships are built on these core values. If he returns and respects your boundaries, listens to your concerns, and engages in open, honest conversations, then it may be worth giving him another chance. However, if he returns and doesn't demonstrate a willingness to address the issues from the past or refuses to have open dialogue, this could be a warning sign. Communication is essential for growth, and without it, the relationship will remain stagnant and unsatisfying. Another important aspect to consider is how his return impacts your self-worth and emotional health. A healthy relationship should contribute to your sense of confidence, security, and happiness, not diminish it. If you find that his return brings up feelings of self-doubt, confusion, or stress, it may be a sign that the relationship isn't the right choice for you. Being with someone should enhance your life, not create unnecessary turmoil. Trust your instincts and pay attention to how you when he returns. Your emotional well-being should always be a priority. Lastly, be realistic about the potential for growth in the relationship. While it's possible for two people to come together and heal, growth requires effort from both sides. If you're the only one putting in the work, or if the issues from the past haven't been addressed, the relationship is unlikely to evolve in a positive direction. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and it requires time, patience, and consistent effort. If both of you are committed to working through past issues, then there's hope for a fresh start. But if only one person is committed, the relationship will be unbalanced and any progress made will be temporary. Ultimately, when a man returns to your life, you must take a step back and evaluate the situation carefully. Do you want him back because he truly adds value to your life? Or are you returning to a pattern of emotional attachment that doesn't serve your well being? By assessing his actions, reflecting on your own healing, and ensuring that the relationship aligns with your values, you can make the best decision for yourself moving forward. When someone returns to your life after time apart, it's natural to feel a surge of emotions and hope for the possibility of things being different. However, before jumping back into a relationship, it's important to assess whether their return is motivated by genuine change or simply the desire to fill a temporary emotional void. This is especially true when it comes to relationships where there were previous issues that caused separation. Emotional wounds, unresolved conflicts, and past behaviors can significantly impact the way a relationship evolves, and it's crucial to evaluate the situation carefully. One of the first things to consider when someone comes back into your life is whether they have actually grown during the time apart. Often, people separate due to issues that were not adequately addressed, such as a lack of communication, differing priorities, or unresolved personal challenges. While distance and time apart can create the space for reflection and growth, it's essential to observe if the individual has taken the time to work on themselves and their behaviors. Have they taken responsibility for their actions and acknowledged the role they played in the previous issues? Are they showing signs of maturity, emotional intelligence, and a willingness to make changes for the better? If not, there's a risk that returning to the relationship could result in repeating the same toxic cycles and unfulfilled expectations. Another critical aspect to evaluate is how both individuals have evolved during the time apart. Personal growth is not just about one person changing, it's about both individuals finding a sense of clarity and understanding. If the person returning hasn't made progress in their own life or hasn't demonstrated an effort to better themselves, their return may not be as meaningful as it seems. Relationships are built on the foundation of mutual growth and support. If only one person is doing the work while the other remains stagnant or unaware of their own flaws, the relationship may not have the strength to last long term. Emotional baggage from the past may still be lingering, and it's important to recognize if either party has fully healed from prior emotional wounds. It's not uncommon for individuals to carry emotional scars from previous experiences, and these unresolved feelings can manifest in unhealthy ways within the relationship. It's vital to assess whether both individuals are emotionally available and capable of creating a healthy, supportive bond. If either person is still carrying hurt, resentment, or unresolved issues from the past, it could create a toxic dynamic that makes it difficult to move forward with a fresh perspective. Healing and emotional closure are necessary components for starting a new chapter together, and rushing back into the relationship without addressing these concerns could lead to more pain and disappointment. Open communication is essential for navigating any relationship successfully. If the person returning into your life is genuinely committed to creating a healthy, stable partnership, they should be open to meaningful conversations about the past and any concerns you may have. Communication is a two-way street, and both individuals need to feel heard, understood, and respected. If there's reluctance to discuss previous issues or if one person avoids difficult conversations, it may indicate a lack of accountability or emotional maturity. Being able to openly discuss feelings, boundaries, and future goals is an essential part of rebuilding trust and creating a strong foundation for the relationship moving forward. Equally important is assessing whether both individuals are genuinely aligned in their goals and values. Relationships thrive when both parties share a sense of purpose and vision for the future. When one person returns, it's crucial to evaluate whether the relationship is truly in alignment with your values, needs, and aspirations. Are you both on the same page regarding your priorities, lifestyle, and long-term plans? If there are significant differences in what you both want from life or the relationship, it's important to acknowledge these differences before moving forward. Misaligned goals can lead to dissatisfaction and frustration, making it difficult to build a lasting connection. Lastly, trust and respect are non-negotiable pillars of any successful relationship. If trust was broken in the past, it's crucial to rebuild it slowly and intentionally. Trust can take time to restore, and it requires both individuals to demonstrate consistent honesty, transparency, and reliability. If trust has been shattered and there's no effort to rebuild it, the relationship is at risk of falling apart again. Similarly, respect must be mutual, and both individuals should feel valued, appreciated, and heard. Without mutual respect, the relationship will be imbalanced and resentment can quickly build up. In conclusion, when someone returns to your life, it's important to evaluate the situation with clarity and objectivity. Reflect on the past, assess whether there has been genuine growth, and ensure that both individuals are emotionally available, aligned in their goals, and committed to open communication. While the idea of reuniting may seem appealing, it's essential to take the time to make decisions that are in your best interest and prioritize your emotional well being above all else. When navigating relationships, it's important to recognize the role that personal growth and self awareness play in creating healthy, fulfilling connections. Often, people enter relationships with unrealistic expectations or idealized visions of what the partnership should be. However, it's essential to understand that relationships are dynamic and each person in the relationship should be continuously evolving both individually and together. When you're in a relationship, it's not just about loving one another, but about growing as individuals and as a couple. There are key elements to focus on that can help ensure the relationship has the right foundation to thrive. First, understanding your own needs and desires is a crucial step in maintaining a healthy relationship. Often, people go into relationships without clearly understanding what they need emotionally, mentally, or physically. This can lead to misunderstandings and dissatisfaction down the road. By being in touch with your own needs, you ensure that you're entering a relationship from a place of clarity and emotional strength, which helps prevent future issues. Moreover, communicating these needs to your partner openly and honestly fosters trust and transparency. The importance of open communication cannot be overstated when it comes to ensuring that both parties are on the same page about expectations, boundaries, and desires. It's necessary to evaluate how both partners contribute to the relationship. A healthy partnership isn't one-sided. Both individuals should be actively working towards maintaining balance, respect, and equality. A relationship becomes toxic when one person feels overburdened or undervalued. If you're in a relationship where you're constantly giving more than you're receiving, it can lead to resentment and burnout. On the flip side, if one person is constantly taking without offering much in return, it leads to an imbalance that can undermine the connection. It's essential to evaluate whether both partners are contributing equally in emotional support, effort, and shared responsibilities. Another vital aspect of a successful relationship is emotional intelligence. Being emotionally intelligent means that both individuals can understand, manage, and effectively communicate their emotions. When one partner lacks emotional intelligence, it can cause friction in the relationship, leading to misunderstandings or emotional outbursts. A relationship built on emotional intelligence allows both partners to be more empathetic, patient, and understanding of each other's feelings. This creates a foundation for healthy communication as both partners feel safe expressing themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. Emotional intelligence also plays a crucial role in conflict resolution, as it allows individuals to handle disagreements constructively and calmly rather than letting emotions escalate. As relationships progress, it's inevitable that challenges will arise. How both individuals handle these challenges is what ultimately determines the strength and longevity of the partnership. Relationships require constant effort, understanding, and compromise. Being able to work through problems together, whether they're financial, emotional, or interpersonal, strengthens the bond between partners. When individuals face obstacles together, it fosters a sense of teamwork and unity. However, when one person tries to handle everything on their own, it can create distance and erode the relationship over time. The key is to approach problems as a team rather than as separate individuals and to be willing to adapt and adjust as necessary. Trust is another non-negotiable element of any successful relationship. Without trust, a relationship will never reach its full potential. Trust is built through consistency, honesty, and reliability. If one partner repeatedly breaks trust, whether through lies, infidelity, or broken promises, it becomes very difficult for the relationship to survive. On the other hand, when both individuals work hard to be honest, reliable, and transparent, trust grows over time, providing a secure foundation for the relationship. Trust also allows both partners to feel more comfortable and confident, which makes it easier to navigate the challenges that inevitably arise in any long-term relationship. Equally important is the need for both partners to maintain their individuality. While a relationship requires a certain amount of togetherness and shared experiences, it's also vital that each individual has the space and freedom to pursue their own interests, hobbies, and passions. When one partner loses their sense of self within the relationship, it can lead to feelings of resentment or dissatisfaction. A healthy relationship is one where both individuals continue to grow as individuals while also growing together as a couple. It's important to have mutual respect for one another's needs for independence and to support each other in their personal pursuits. Lastly, understanding the importance of compromise and flexibility is essential for a successful relationship. No two people are alike, and conflicts or disagreements are bound to arise. However, it's how these differences are handled that determines the outcome of the relationship. Compromise involves finding middle ground and being open to adjusting your own beliefs, desires, and expectations to accommodate your partners. Flexibility allows both individuals to adapt to changing circumstances, whether that's a changing career, lifestyle, or future plans. The ability to bend without breaking strengthens the connection between partners and shows that both individuals are willing to prioritize the relationship over their own individual wants. In conclusion, a successful relationship requires both partners to actively work on themselves and the relationship, understanding each other's needs, contributing equally, fostering emotional intelligence, navigating challenges together, building trust, maintaining individuality, and embracing compromise are all critical elements that contribute to a healthy, lasting partnership. A relationship is a living, breathing entity that requires care, attention, and effort. By focusing on these key aspects, couples can build a solid foundation that will allow their relationship to thrive and grow stronger over time. When a man comes back into your life, it can be an opportunity for both of you to build something even stronger than before. However, it's essential to approach the situation with wisdom, clarity, and self-respect. By taking time to evaluate your feelings, setting clear boundaries, communicating openly, taking things slow, and maintaining your independence, you lay the groundwork for a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Remember, this is your life and your heart, and you deserve to make choices that reflect your worth and desires. Stay grounded, trust yourself, and move forward with confidence.